Hello and welcome back to Eastern Europe 1259, and we have 4 vassals that want to fight us, and they have a significant amount of people. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit problematic. Obviously, as you can see right there, I was very close to completing work on our siege camp, and I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to get that done so that we could go straight on in, but yeah, there are over 200 defenders in the castle, so I was kind of also hoping maybe we could get a little bit of a starvation mechanic going on there, but yeah, that did not work out as anticipated. Well, to be fair, it wasn't really anticipated because I was thinking to myself, yeah, we're probably going to get interrupted, and indeed we did. So let's see how we do here. We've got 200 on each side. Let's see if that is going to be enough for us to pull this off, because we technically only have around 200. So if we lose every single person on the battlefield right now, it's more than likely that we will lose, which would be very, very sad indeed. Okay, so first of all, let me just see here. Okay, they do actually, wow, they have 70 horsemen. This is kind of bad. Yeah, I mean, I can try to do some damage here, but unfortunately, they just have good armor. Oh, nice headshot. Okay, that was pretty nice. Okay, I'm kind of looking forward to a little bit more of that. Thanks very much. Maybe we can do that. Okay, well, if I hit horses, then that's okay as well. I mean, I'm not really trying to do that, but if I do, then that's fine. If I manage to at least kill some, then at least they don't have their horses anymore. Nice. Ooh, that was actually a vassal right there. That's actually perfect. If we can just cherry pick and assassinate the various vassals that are, you know, present here, it's actually going to mean everything, because we will be able to fundamentally reduce the amount of morale that they have, which is going to be extremely, extremely good. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to just do a nice little engage here. Like I've said before, engage is really, really good in my opinion. And we're actually going to take, wait a minute, these guys, put them on auto-delegate, take these guys and tell them to follow me. And then we are going to just literally go on the other side here and just run through these archers if we can. Nice headshot right there, and maybe, just maybe, I'm going to get shot in the face, but that's okay. We don't really need to worry too much about this because all of my forces are following me. Look at that. Massive amounts of damage from our cavalry there. And indeed, I should be able to continue inflicting damage here as well. Let's actually just tell them to charge. Let's tell the cavalry to charge. We need to kind of reduce the pressure on ourselves. I know that seems like a bit of a selfish thing to do, but I don't really want to get shot in the face many, many times over again. So I'm going to just try to, you know, alleviate a little bit of that if I can. Nice. Yep, got that guy. Nice. Got him too. Ooh, missed. Okay, just about. And maybe, just maybe. Nice headshot right there. Perfect. Nice. Ooh, another vassal has just been eliminated as well. Absolutely perfect. That is exactly what we want. Now, if I can just maybe... wait a minute. If I can identify... Oh, wait a minute. I think they've already been eliminated. This is actually pretty incredible. Bear in mind that the enemy does have a significant amount of forces, so we will have to play very, very defensively here. And we'll see if we can maybe do that. I mean, it is going to be... yeah, the shields are protecting them. Yes, we're not really going to do too much damage to these guys, unfortunately. We're just going to tell these guys to just hold position, tell all my people to hold position as best as I can here, and we're just going to, once again, tell the horse archers to auto-delegate. And we want them to continue kind of skirmishing around and everything, but the enemy's forces are going to be waiting on the other side of the battlefield. There's not too much that I can do about that, of course. So we're just going to move these guys over here, and get the archers over there, get the infantry into a nice position as well. And I do still have 7 shots remaining. Nice. There we go. Alright, little bit dicey right there. A little bit dicey. Don't really want to go super hard on that. Okay, so we're just keeping our infantry in a nice little shield wall. I don't really want to go super hard on that. I do want to be a little bit careful about our cavalry as well. Need to tell them to follow me once again. And the problem with this, and this is obviously a pretty big issue in general, is that I don't really have that much HP anymore. So me coming up here and attempting to do some damage to them is probably not going to work out too well, but we're gonna go for it, okay? We're gonna just go for it, and we're just gonna cross our fingers and hope that I don't get shot. I'm gonna try to be a little bit swervy, you know, a little bit swervy. There we go, a little bit swervy. Actually worked out. Wow, okay. I'm kind of surprised about that. But yeah, my horses are doing quite a lot of damage here. We're just going to turn right around and continue to do that damage. Look at this. We're actually running through these guys. Look at how much damage is being done by our horses. Actually fantastic. Really, really nice. And if I can just maybe cherry pick this guy. No. Oh, maybe a little bit. A little bit of damage here and there. I have a bad feeling soon enough I will be shot. But that's just how it is. That's how it's going to be. And I'm going to tell my guys to charge in now. I should probably tell them to engage, but I don't have time for that right now. I don't have time for that. I just need them to close in on the enemy's forces. And look at this. All these guys are literally running away with basically nothing, hanging by a thread in terms of HP. And we're going to tell our cavalry to charge in now as well, and we should have a pretty easy time of things. I'm actually going to take my people out of shield wall because we need them to move a little bit quicker on their feet. And I think we can probably tell our archers to go into an auto delegate as well, just to kind of make sure that they're in range, make sure that they're being as efficient as possible. So there you go. All right, that's a nice little victory for us right there, and I actually managed to live quite well. We did end up losing 28 troops, but these are actually mostly from Guy Tennis's party, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that. And obviously the thing is, I can't wait to get his brother Guy Basketball. So we might be able to maybe able to find him. And if I take that joke one step further, Guy Cricket. Oh no, that's a bit of an esoteric one. Okay, so yeah, anyway, point is, that is indeed it. That is a nice victory for us right there. And there we have it. Okay, so we did get, look at that, 32 renown, 48 influence for that. Pretty nice. And indeed, I could tell... should I just take these guys prisoner? I kind of feel like I should take them prisoner because there are just so many of them right now. They're kind of annoying, you know? They're kind of annoying because they're consistently just, you know, coming back over and over again. So I'm actually just going to take them prisoner this time around, and we're just going to see what we can do, because I'm going to stick around here. That's the point. I'm going to stick around here, and I don't really want to let them go, because if I let them go, they're just going to come back immediately, and it's going to be a huge problem, and everyone's going to be like, oh no, it's that guy again. I mean, how many times have we killed that, or shall we say, defeated that Yuri Vladimirovich guy, you know, because we've actually, killed him, defeated him multiple times now. Anyway, let's see what happens if we continue the siege, because I'm a little bit worried that the garrison is going to come after us, but I'm also very much hoping that the starvation mechanic is going to start kicking in any time now. Now, the reason why I'm also doing this a little bit differently, usually what I'll do is I'll build trebuchets, right? My first port of call will be building trebuchets, because I personally believe that they are, well, in my opinion at least, they are far and away the best siege engine. However, in this situation, we kind of need these other things just in case additional vassals, as you can see right there. Look at that. They're actually coming at us once again. I'm very surprised, actually, that these guys are deciding to do this. They are from the same family, so this is not going to be, well, it's not going to be particularly good. This should be relatively simple for us as well, surprisingly enough, because these fellows are coming at us with levies, basically, right? They're coming at us with levies. They've got a majority of levies and things, so I don't think they really understand the breadth of their mistake here, because it feels like they are coming in, and yeah, okay, fine, they've got actually a pretty significant amount of cavalry right there, you know, not too bad, and I mean, their compositions are all relatively good, and our composition is, well, far and away not as good in terms of balancing, because they have so many more cavalry. Cavalry is, of course, very good. You want as much of that as possible. But the thing is, they're not using it right, you know? They're not really using it right, at least from what I'm doing right now, you know? I personally think that what we do in this series right now is pretty decent. I feel like not much could be done that is a little bit better, despite the fact that, yes, okay, I could definitely use my infantry better. I think that's one thing that I could definitely do. See if I can try to eliminate some of these guys. Nice. And if I can just... Oh, okay, I was kind of hoping to kill that guy. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, so the thing is, we've got some really, really good archers here. And yeah, we're obviously getting the infantry coming in right away here as well. This is not exactly great. I was kind of hoping that we might be able to reduce the cavalry's numbers just a little bit before we were able to, well, should we say before we were forced into some kind of attack here. Nice damage, nice damage. Okay, so they're coming in from the side here as well, which is actually kind of bad. But, actually, it's not even bad. You know why? Because we are literally just going to ignore these guys. That's it. We're just going to ignore the enemy cavalry. I'm going to tell these guys to engage them, and we are just going to go for it. We're just going to go for it against the enemies. Ooh. Should have done some swerving. Should have done some swerving right there. That would have really made a huge difference, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would have made a huge difference. Yeah, we are getting a little bit attacked by the majority of cavalry as well, which is to be expected, I suppose. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are now very low in HP. All these archers are very low. I can run through them almost immediately and they just fall over, and that's exactly what we want, you see, every single time. Because what's happening now is, look at these archers. They're concentrating on our cavalry forces in comparison to actually destroying what they need to be focusing on. And that's everything else. Ow. Alright. Oh well, never mind, never mind. I think this should be very, very easily a victory for us. It should be. We've done so much damage already to them, as you can see right there. We've eliminated about 100 of their forces. And they only have 180 as far as I'm aware, and most of them are indeed levies. So this should be relatively simple. If we just speed things up, we'll see how it goes. As you can see, our archers and infantry are working very, very well together at this point, because auto-delegate, despite the fact I don't really... You know me. I'm not a big fan of the auto-delegate, right? You know, auto-delegate is usually a little bit messy. Doesn't really do what I need it to do, but in this case, it is actually doing what they should do, which is to be aggressive. They need to push the advantage as much as possible. That's really going to make a big, big difference. Now, unfortunately, we did end up losing quite a few of our cavalry, maybe? I mean, we did end up losing 20 troops right there, which is not exactly great. Ah, look at that. Our clan has risen to tier 4. That's absolutely amazing. Great. I love that. Okay, yeah. And that means I can now have 167. Yes. Absolutely perfect. 167 in our party. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take every single person that we can here. And yeah, even the lower ones, you know, even the peasants and things like that. But we're not going to take the looters or anything. I think that's a little bit too much for me. And indeed, we are just going to take the rest here. And I do have enough space to take all of these, but I'm not going to take all of them. I am just going to try to make a little bit of space here for some of the other tier 4s. We're just going to take some of these tier 4s here into our prisoner's hold, and there we go. That is how we're going to do things. And now the thing is, we could potentially give our party additional troops. But the thing is, I don't really want to do that. Oh, and look at who we have here. Oh, wow. That is actually kind of amazing. Yeah. So we have Mr... I don't even know who it is, actually. I don't even know who's leading this army. But we have person A coming in here and actually doing something, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I should probably show you that... Oh, someone actually mentioned this to me, and I thought to myself, they're on automatic, right? I think I literally replied to that comment. I was like, wait a minute, they're on automatic. They are apparently not on automatic. That's actually hilarious. I did not realize this. I literally did not realize this. I thought to myself they were on automatic this entire time. I thought, okay, yeah. Never mind. My bad. My bad. That's fine, though. That's okay. We can just go for some mounted scouts there, I suppose. It doesn't really help us that much. We're going to go for Steward here. We want to try to get as much Steward as possible. Does this guy have any thrown weapons whatsoever? Yeah, he does. No, I'm just going to go for the other thing, I suppose. I think that's probably fine. And we'll go with Flexible Fighter. And we'll go with Shield Breaker as well. I had no idea these guys were not automatically leveling up. That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Okay, well, there you go. Now it's fine. You know, now we're back up to speed here a little bit, I suppose. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, so this is our governor. Yeah, none of this stuff really helps us that much. Okay, forgivable grievances. We'll just do the opposing gender, I suppose, and then this guy. All right. Well, this is hilarious because I, as I said, someone mentioned to me, "Don't you want to level up your companions?" And I was like, "Wait a minute. I think they're on automatic." I said to the person, you know, in my reply. Oh dear. Okay. That's we can just ignore that for now. Yes, we can just ignore that. We can just be like, yes, I remember to do everything exactly as it needs to be done. Yes, not at all, not at all. Anyway, I'm gonna give this guy Sagittarius because that's gonna just be so much easier for him. We'll go for discipline there as well, and because he doesn't actually need to zoom with both because he's an AI, we're just going to give him whatever. And then I'm just going to increase his bow skill because why not? He's got 177 in bows. He's actually really good in regards to ranged attacks, so it's going to be pretty fun to play with. See how damaging he's actually going to be. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so I've actually gotten my gotten my companions up to scratch now. Surprisingly enough, yeah. There, well, we did it. We got it right. We've got all the stuff now. We've got all the perks. We got all the perks spec'd. I was kind of hoping that they'd actually have more focus points than they actually did. There's a bird. Look at that. There is an actual bird on the battlefield. Where'd it go? Oh, apparently it disappeared. All right, well, that is actually very interesting because I don't think have I ever seen a bird in this game before? I don't know. I'm probably going to say no. I don't think I have. But that's pretty hilarious nevertheless. Okay, so let me actually just move a little bit over here. I'm kind of worried that I'm going to get shot. Yes, the first of the siege towers has already been destroyed. This is the reason why I also don't really appreciate having an allied army come in to assist. Because what's going to happen is they're going to come in here and they're just going to basically get our people killed. Because they don't allow me to maintain control over the siege engines. And that's the problem, because otherwise we would have built some trebuchets, we would have done our due diligence, and we would have done some damage, right? So, yeah, that would have made a huge difference, but unfortunately that's just not how it goes. Oh, headshot! Thank you very much. Okay, I'm kind of surprised about that. Can we get another one? Yeah, so this is also the reason why I'm like, what is actually going on here? Because we are losing so many troops. Look at this. Look at how many troops we're losing right now. We've lost 200 troops in a matter of moments. Which is actually ridiculous. How are we gonna... Are we even gonna be able to do this? Sieges are extremely hard. Is that just me? I'm actually not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do. Why is this going way up? I have no idea. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna go. Alright, so it looks as though our friends might actually have this in the bag. As you can see right here, we have 39 troops available. Now, obviously, yeah, there it is. I gotta say, I am actually shocked at how absolutely ridiculous the sieges are. Because, I mean, to be fair, that's probably realistic, isn't it? Don't you think? Is that probably realistic? I don't know. I would expect that sieges like this would be slightly easier than if they were in a full-blown castle But, you know, the fact is, it is, well, I mean, it's the defense, right? But, you know, I kind of feel like the AI doesn't really do what they're supposed to do in the offensive push. Is that just me? I don't know. Because we saw them kind of just going like, yeah, we're going to go up the siege tower and just get themselves absolutely murdered across the board. And I was just like, wow, okay. I was shocked. I was shocked just so, you know, from 6 ways from Sunday, basically. So it's just like, what's actually happening with that? I don't know. But yeah, there you go. I mean, sieges are obviously supposed to be costly, right? They're supposed to be costly, they're supposed to be difficult. And yeah, I'm not saying that we should take 0 casualties, obviously, but the amount of casualties that we took in the first 2 minutes alone was just very, very surprising. Okay, let's see what we can do here. These guys literally have no cavalry whatsoever, so this should be really, really easy for us, right? This should be super, super easy. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell my forces to catch up with me. Wow, it's taking them a long while to get over here, of course, as you might expect. And we are just going to do this. We're just going to do the standard. We are going to not put them into a shield wall this time, though. We're not going to put them into shield wall. We're just going to engage like so. And I'm going to try if I can. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to really work, because we have a bit of a problem here with the enemy. They might, in fact, be somewhat difficult to reach because they are up a hill. Yes, they are up a hill, so it might not work out too well for us. Let's move my archers over here, put them into a nice little loose formation there. Try and see if we can do some damage here. And indeed, as you can see, they do have archers, but the archers themselves are quite difficult to get to. But look at how much damage. Well, yeah, this is the point. We are absolutely dominating the field battles, but I think what we need to do in these sieges is we actually need to do the strategy that we have all come to know and love to a certain degree, unless you've done it for the 100th time in a playthrough, obviously. But yes, basically starvation, get the trebuchets, 4 trebuchets out, put them in reserve, and then just attack them all at the same time, and then try to get the walls down. That's pretty much all I can assume is the thing that we need to do, because without that, we're going to have to rely on the siege towers and the battering ram and all that stuff, and that is fundamentally just ridiculous. There's nothing we can... We're going to lose way too many troops over time doing that, and that's something that I'd like to try to avoid if at all possible. So yeah, we're gonna just take the time, you know, just take the time in doing that, because it does obviously absorb a huge amount of in-game time, and the days are going to pass really, really quickly, and we may have some issues with that. You know, we might actually get attacked even more than we already do, which is also one of the primary reasons why I decided to just go in there, right? And that's the reason why I was deciding to, you know, get those things built first, because I could have built the other things, right? Could have built the trebuchets and everything, and we could have gone and tried to destroy the walls. But I just feel like it just takes way too long. But now that we've seen twice now that the traditional siege mechanics don't really work, we're gonna go, you know, we'll go the extra mile a little bit here, and we'll just do what we normally do in you know, difficult sieges. I was kind of, as I said, I was just kind of hoping that we would get our hands on well, get our hands on a castle relatively quickly and easily. But castles do seem to be extremely dangerous, and you can see here, look at this guy, look at this one, 723. Can I actually call for some people to join me right now? Because I think I should be able to, right? Let's have a look. 1 day. Wow, okay, they're actually pretty far away. Wow, yeah, these other ones are actually already in an army. Okay, well, they're 1 day away. Let's see if we can maybe take this particular fief here. Maybe we'll be lucky. Did I really just... What is actually going on here? They're skirmishing with me. I understand that, but they're literally skirmishing with me every single day. Alright, yeah, I need to stay away from that a little bit more then, I suppose. And, yeah, no, I think we're fine here. Okay. So, wait a minute. I'm just wanting to get the last... I want this guy, if at all possible. Zidrius, I need him to come over here. Because if he comes over here, we're going to have a much easier time. Because he has 123 people, so... Let's see what happens. Nice. Okay, so we've got 800 now. 800 total. Let's see what we can do. I'm just going to save just in case. You never know. And we're just going to do the wonderful old-fashioned thing. And what do we have here? What's this? Break one siege wall. 60% chance of breaking one siege wall. Did we lose any troops as a result of this? No. Okay. Yeah. Do it. Nope. Didn't work. Of course it didn't. Yeah. A 60% chance and a 40% chance to fail. Oh well. Never mind. I guess that's how it goes. And indeed, as you can see, right... Oh, wait a minute. No. We might, in fact, maintain control over this particular siege. I hope we do. Because King Mindalgus is not here, technically. So, you know, if he was here, he would be the one taking over, and he'd be in control of the siege. I'm very much hoping that we will be able to maintain control, at least until we have all of these trebuchets up and running, because I want to try to make sure that we bombard them, you know, so much that they have nothing. That there's not going to be anything left. It's just going to be a pile of rubble that we're going to conquer. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, it's made of wood, probably, so yeah, it's probably not going to be rubble, but you know what I mean. The smoking cinders of our opponents. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's have a look here. There we go. Nice. Let's get those out, and then we'll just get the siege towers as well. Can I click on that, please? There we go. Nice. Okay, so should be able to... Whoa, we are destroying the walls extremely quickly, and very, very easily, in actual fact. Okay. Kind of surprised about that. Alright, so the walls are now down. So the question is, do we just go straight on in now? I think we should, but the problem is, I mean, we've got 1,500, which is a lot, but I have a bad feeling that we're going to be sustaining huge amounts of casualties in this endeavor. I mean, I'd like to ideally starve the garrison out. I would love to be able to just kind of go like, yeah, you know what? I don't really want to face these elite archers and various other, you know, massive amounts of archers. 173 ranged they have. So ideally, I'd like to do it a different way, but yeah, that's just not how it's going to go. Oh, wow, we've got even more level ups here. This is actually kind of crazy. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. I did not mention this. I had a crash, so yeah, I'll do this. So it seems to me that we're now gonna go straight on into the siege, and we'll see how we do. Obviously, I'm still maintaining the trebuchets. I'm still gonna leave them up just in case maybe these, I don't know, maybe the AI is really, really good at aiming them or something like that, and maybe we can get a couple of extra kills that way. I don't know. But, you know, I kind of thought, well, why not, right? Why not? It might make sense. So let's see what we can do, because this is obviously the first time that we're really going in for a siege where we've been in control, because otherwise it's always been the AI taking over, and they are, well, a little bit silly sometimes. They decide that they want to go in there without taking down the walls or anything like that, and without preparing sufficiently, so it obviously makes things a little bit annoying. But in this case, look at this. We've got the walls down. This is great. This means that we can immediately just walk in. Now, the problem with this, obviously, is that... wait a minute. Okay, here we go. The problem with this is that, for some reason, my forces... Oh, whoa. That was... He died! He's literally dead. That guy actually died. He got shot in the face and died instantly. Okay, well, that's not exactly what I was... it's not really what I was hoping for, to be honest. Yeah, okay. I should get myself a spear, shouldn't I? I should really get myself a spear. These guys are just way too annoying with their spears. Okay, well, let's try and see if I can get... Nice, good headshot, or a neck shot or something like that. Ow. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, they're very annoying, aren't they? They're very annoying. Yeah, that's what happens. That is what happens. Okay, let me just go around the side here, because what I'd ideally like to do is attack the archers. I think we should have this in the bag, despite the fact that we are at the very beginning of this siege. I do have quite a high hope for this, that we are not going to suffer too much. Okay, thrust? No, not a thrust. You're not going to let me thrust? Okay, well that's kind of unfortunate. Okay, there we go, there we go. There we go. Nice. Alright, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Let's try and see if I can help out this guy. Come on out, get it, get him, get him. There we go. This is what we like. Trying to help him out. There we go. Ah, nice headshot. Yes, he almost got me with that headshot. Ah, yes. That's a classic and a half, isn't it? Yes, that's a classic and a half. Love that. Oh, that's a lot of archers. Okay, I did not realize that there were so many archers over in that direction. Yeah, I'm probably going to get absolutely slaughtered here in just a second, so don't be surprised if I go flop, flop all over the ground. Or maybe they're just going to run towards me for some reason. Kind of interesting. Not sure why they would do this. But if they want to throw their lives away in such a frivolous manner, then who am I to stop them? Unfortunately, there's too many. Yes, unfortunately, there were way too many there for us. But that's okay, because look at what we've done. We have a significant amount more kills. Look at the difference, right? Look at the difference between this siege and the previous siege. It is absolutely night and day. So nice. And I think we're going to be achieving victory in a number of extra waves, unfortunately. It might take quite some time. Look at the chaos. Look at the absolute chaos that we have in front of us here in this siege. Absolutely incredible. Huge amounts of bodies everywhere, smoking ruins, weapons scattered all over the ground and everything. It's just absolutely... Yeah, it's quite a sight, isn't it? It's quite a sight. Obviously, this is great to see when you are the victor, but when you're the defeated, no, not so much. And indeed, we got 11 renown and 12 influence for that. Now, I will be taking all of the tier 4s here. As I've said before, I personally believe that, you know, tier 4 is great, and we're going to be taking all of them. And, ooh, wait a second. I can get rid of someone. There we go. All right, let's just level these guys up. That's quite nice. And then we'll just move on. I don't know how our party member is doing right now, but we're actually doing really nicely in regards to capturing these two castles. Because, yeah, obviously this guy, he's dead. He died. I gotta say, I'm actually not particularly pleased about that, because that is a vassal. That is a full-grown vassal that we've just ended up losing here, which is really, really bad. So... I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm not sure how the balance of power is going to shift now, because obviously that means that we've got a significant amount less, right? Because that guy had a pretty sizable army as far as I'm aware. He had about 130 troops, which is just a little bit less than what we have. And now, as you can see, we have one village over there. We've got Pinsk over there, and we have Turov. And that is pretty much it. So if we can just manage to survive and shall we say, prevent any kind of retaliation effort from the opponent, we should have a really nice time here. Actually, I don't even know why I'm even paying additional influence at this point. I actually feel like we should probably let these guys go. So I am going to disband the army for the moment, because we've already done what I set out to do, which was to do this. Wait a minute. Is my... No, my icon is a black bear, whereas their icon is a white bear. I'm always going to get mixed up about that now. That was completely by mistake, by the way. When we first started the series and I was designing the banner, I had no clue that there was actually a faction that had almost the exact same design, just with, you know, slightly different colors. I had no clue. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.